All right, this is the Australian-made mountain bike rack. It's the Steadyrack. This is will hold one mountain bike, and it mounts up on the wall here. I'm going to show you what's inside here. So I can get, whoops, it's upside down there. Let me flip it around. So inside here, you're going to find the rack itself, instructions. You're going to want to pay attention to this part up here when mounting it now. So this is the top. Those two holes right there are for the stud, and those two are if you're mounting into masonry. So there's that. This is for the back wheel, how it will rest on the wall there. And inside here you also get two caps. So these caps will work on the top here and the bottom, and they'll cover up the bolts, which are right here. So you have some different combinations. These smaller screws are for the rear wheel mount, and then you have your bolts that will go up in the stud, and then you have some other anchors in there, which I'm not going to need because I'm going into a wood stud into a wall. So to get to the correct measurement to put this up on the wall, you're going to want to lay it down like that. You can actually open this up to how the bike is going to be in there, resting on this piece right here. There's the bolts. I'm going to be using them. So to get the first measurement, you want to put the wheel in here, just like that, and then you want to back it up to the wall. And then this measurement, when you draw a hole right here, it's going to be the measurement then from that hole, that mark, to that wall is how high you're going to go up on the wall. And I'm going to go an extra 3 inches for the way I'm going to mount mine. So you're going to take that measurement, which for me is going to be 63 inches plus 3. So I'm going to go 66 inches up from the floor. So this is going to be my first hole that's going to be for this one. So there's the 2 studs. 2 bolts that will go in the stud. I'm using a 3/8 inch drill bit. All right, so you're gonna want a 9/16 inch socket for the bolt, and you're gonna want that anchor to go in the wall. This, for my case, it's going into the stud. So I'm going to take the anchor, pound it in here, and now I'm ready for the bolt. Put the bolt in the socket there. Actually, I'm going to thread it through the top of the rack there, and then right like that. And before I tighten it down, I'm going to put a level on it and make sure it's level before I get the other hole drilled there. All right, I'm going to drop it up on here. And Now it's level. So I'm going to mark that second hole and drill in there. So there's the bolt up on top there. And I need to put another one in here. There's it comes with 4, so you're going to put 2 and 2 there, and then down the bottom you're going to put 2. So those are for mounting to a wood stud, which this one is. And there's an anchor that goes in there that the bolt is grabbing onto, as well as the stud. And now the bottom hole. Now that I have it positioned where I want it, and it's level, underneath here is where the bolts are. It comes with this nice finishing cap. I can show you underneath here. So that's how you hide then the hardware. That cap just fits on there and then just snaps down. So there's one of these for the top and the bottom of the rack after installing the hardware there. All right, now, to simply load and unload the bike, that's the way the rack sits when no one's using it. When the bike is off of it, obviously being used, you simply pull down. That latches like that. So it's straight up from the wall. And now, you don't really need to lift the bike like you would if it was up higher on a hook or something like that. So now you just push the bike towards it. You may need to give it a little lift with your knee on the seat. The rest of it just rolls in, and then now it collapses against the wall that much. I might need to adjust the pedals so it can collapse tighter. But there it is. It's all set right here. I haven't put the caps on over the bolts yet, but there it is. So it was sticking out pretty much about the same as another bike. Let me show you another bike here. So now if I wanted to mount another one, I could nest it right there. So I was just trying to get it so I could pull a vehicle in this side of the garage without touching it, which it's going to be fine. I've had another bike in here just standing and leaning against the wall. So this is the Steadyrack, and right there, this is for the mountain bike version. So I want to say, I think this part right here is a little wider, obviously to accommodate a mountain bike size tire. So showing with this bike, the distance, I don't know if you can see from that camera angle there, but this handlebar goes out this wide, and this one's right in here. So I've pulled a vehicle in here before with this one here, and it hasn't touched it. Not a problem. So it's using the wall there as a really good storage space for it. So there it is, that's the Steadyrack, and this one's for a mountain bike. So they also make one for a road bike, and you can put numerous ones along the wall. You can put them at different levels. So if I wanted to lift it a little bit, I could put another one at a different level to put them in there, up and down and stuff like that. So there it is, once again, it's the Steadyrack. Check it out. All right, so when you got the bike off of there, so you notice now I have the little cap that's hiding the hardware. I didn't put it on the bottom just yet. So the rack stays flush up against the wall when you're not using it. The rack, that is. You're out using the bike, having fun. You come home, simply pull the arm down there. So this arm, once you get the bike on here, and I'll show you that here in a second, it's going to pivot. So you can move the bike to either side, depending upon how you head on the wall there. So I'm going to leave it like that. And now you just push it up to the rack there. And I'm just going to use my knee just to lift it up a hair. and then it sits right in that spot right there. And now you can pivot it and keep it out of the way there. So now I've pulled a vehicle in this garage before and with another bike. So even if the bike was standing on the ground or sitting on the ground, the handlebars right now are out this far. So this is bringing the handlebars in a little bit more. So I'll still be able to get a vehicle in here, and now I'll be able to keep the bikes up on the wall there. And depending upon how you have the pedal formation here, you can push it a little bit tighter towards the wall there. But there it is. So now the Steadyrack is being used. You can mount another one a little bit farther down the wall there. You can mount them up higher if you wanted to. You just obviously have to lift the bike up, and then you can stagger them if you wanted to. So there it is. It's the Steadyrack. This model is for mountain bikes. So therefore the tray here that the tire is sitting in is a little bit wider to accommodate a wider mountain bike tire. And there it is. It keeps it up off the ground and out of the way. Makes really good use of the storage in the garage, keeping things up off the ground and on the wall there.